It all began with a letter, not an email or a text, but a real paper letter sealed with the fate scent of lavender. I found it in the mailbox of my new apartment here in Lviv just after I moved in. The envelope was old, the paper thick, and on it, in this beautiful, graceful handwriting, were just a few words. For Lesia, important. Do not return. Now, I don't know anyone named Lesia, but something about that careful script and the old-fashioned feel of it. It felt sincere to just toss aside, so I opened it. Inside were 3 slightly yellowed pages, written in soft blue ink. It started, Lesia, if you're reading this, it means I didn't have the courage to come. The letter went on to talk about a summer romance, a promise made under an old chestnut tree near the university. The writer said, you told me love is the courage to be weak beside someone. I only smiled when I should have said that without you. I don't even dare to breathe. He promised to meet her there, under that tree, on August 1st at 6 in the evening. If he couldn't make it, he hoped the letter would keep their story alive. It was dated July 1997. That was the year I was born. I couldn't help but laugh a little, but the story stuck with me. Who were these people? Did they ever meet? Why did this letter never reach her? I tucked it into my pocket, but I couldn't get it out of my head. A month went by. One rainy evening, I decided to go find that place. Behind the university, I found a quiet, half-forgotten square. And right in the middle stood this huge, ancient chestnut tree. Underneath it, on a slightly crooked wooden bench, sat a woman. She had gray hair, was wearing a navy coat, and was just looking at the tree as if she was waiting. My heart was pounding, but I walked up to her. "Excuse me?" I said softly. "Are you Lesia, by any chance?" She looked up, completely surprised. "How do you know my name?" Without a word, I just held out the letter. As her eyes scanned the first few lines, her hands started to tremble. This was from Ihor, she whispered. She told me they were students together. He'd left for Canada that summer and promised to write, but she never heard from him. For years, she waited, thinking he'd forgotten. A tear rolled down her cheek. I guess the letter just got lost. I told her how I'd found it, just waiting in my mailbox. She smiled faintly and said, "Nothing ever happens by accident." We sat there for a long time under the chestnut tree as the rain whispered around us. She told me all about that summer with Ihor, about their dreams and the belief that their love could outlast anything. Life, however, had other plans for her: marriage, a daughter, a divorce, and then years of silence. Listening to her, I felt this strange warmth. This wasn't just some old story, it was something alive, unfinished. "You know," I said, "maybe he's still out there." Lesia shook her head sadly, thinking too much time had passed. "But you still come here, don't you?" I asked. She hesitated, then nodded. "Then let me help you find him," I said, and so our search began. We spent weeks digging through old university archives, public records, and countless online directories. It felt like looking for a needle in a haystack. But then, one evening, I found it. A name, Ihor K., an architect living in Toronto. I showed her the screen, her eyes filled with tears. "That's him," she whispered. With shaking hands, we sent a message. The days that followed were pure agony, just waiting. And then a reply popped up. "Lesia, if it's truly you." I never stopped waiting under that chestnut. I came back every year until I had to move. I always believed the letter would find you. 3 months later, on the 1st of August, Lesia and I stood at the train station in Lviv. As the passengers started to get off the train, there he was. White hair, kind eyes, holding a small bouquet of lavender. He saw her, and in that moment, it felt like time just stopped. She ran to him, laughing through her tears. "I got your letter," she said. He smiled, his voice trembling as he replied, and I kept my promise. That evening, I watched from a distance as they sat together again under that same chestnut tree. They were older, quieter, but the love between them was glowing, as bright as ever. I held the old, lavender-scented pages in my hand and realized something incredible. Some loves don't fade away with time, they just wait patiently for the right hands to finally open the envelope. Thank you so much for joining me on this incredible journey. If this story touched your heart, please give this video a like and subscribe for more stories that remind us of the power of connection. See you next time.